basically based on anti or hateful Muslim rhetoric. So if you said something that was hateful or distasteful towards Muslims, and the connotation from Loretta Lynch was that she was going to prosecute you for. Now I don't know what the hell that she thinks she can prosecute you for saying something, talking. See, folks, I've told you time and time again, you guys, you cannot take these people for granted because they will try to screw with everything. They will try to screw you every single chance they get. And of course, Loretta Lynch is, for those of you who don't know, in Rush Limbaugh's Real Linda, she's the Attorney General, the national, the federal, the one and only Attorney General of the United States of America. She wants to get ready to rumble. Now you got people out there saying, "Bring it on." I'm the one of those too. Bring it. Bring it, Biddy. There's something called the First Amendment. I get to say almost anything I want. That's what that First Amendment thing is all about. I get to say almost anything I want, how I want to say it. So if I want to say it with a southern drawl on it, I can say, them damn tarnation Muslims, they can all go to hell because they're over there trying to kill us Americans. They trying to get them some Americans dead and killed. And we ain't going to stand for it in our own country. And that Loretta Lynch over there in Washington, D.C., well, she can just stay out there if she wants to because she ain't coming down into the United States of my America and trying to tell me I can't talk against them radicalized Muslims. Man, I think we ought to do like they do. They take innocent people out there and they take their heads up. But I don't, won't want to get any swords dirty. I would say we just shoot them in the head, get it done over with. That's it, nice and clean, way it's supposed to be. Now, that's the American way. You just shoot them, or you can you can hang them. You sit them on a horse and hang them. You can do that. And then you got to cut them down, though. So if you just shoot them in the head, that'd be fine. You don't have to cut them down then. No, you round them all up and send them home. And those who don't want to go home, you know that they got to be some kind of Muslim terrorist thing. You got to take care of them terrorists. We don't deal with them in the backwaters and the streets and the main streets and the front roads and back roads and side roads and alley roads here in America. This is America. People are free. We got the freedom to do and see and say whatever we want, almost. And I challenge that Loretta Lynch thing. Well, she's the attorney general, right? Yeah, yeah. Well, we challenge her. Challenge her to come on down to America, where Americans are, and tell us we can't talk. Tell you what, she'd be running like a scared little dog with her legs, with her tail wrapped between her legs, running out of town because we done run her out. She's coming down here telling us we can't talk. She'd be running like a scared little jackrabbit, just bouncing out of town. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Yeah, them jackrabbits bounce, right? Yeah, they bounce. She's out there, trying to, and now she's trying to backpedal. She's trying to backpedal and say, well, if anybody says anything that leads to violence, that doesn't matter. This whole notion of inciting violence and inciting riots is a bunch of BS. That can be said. Look, Folks, you gotta trust me on this. You gotta understand. Look, they've already been talking about demoting and restricting the First Amendment and the freedom of speech. I mean, you got these stupid, idiotic, know-nothing, mush-brain college students running around on college campuses all over the place, all over the country, talking about that we need to get rid of the First Amendment because people shouldn't have the right to say whatever they want to say. I mean, that's just, if they actually stopped to listen to what they just said, they'd realize what they just said is very asinine and idiotic. I mean, it's just unbelievable how idiotic these people. They don't stop it. Something to them, I don't even know how it sounds good. I think that people shouldn't be able to say what they want to say. I don't even know how that sounds good at them. But they got to stop and think. Even if it sounds good, if they stop and think about it, after a while they're going to realize, well, that's kind of a stupid thing to say because it could backfire on me. Yeah, I got a friend that Todd Fitzsimmons, a Facebook friend. Now, I don't know if he was just starting. He's a liberal. I don't know if he was just trying to start an argument or conversation or debate on his page or not. But he was out there. The First Amendment isn't like the Second Amendment. Nobody's trying to get rid of the First Amendment. And I'm thinking, where has this guy been? They're out there trying to get rid of the First Amendment. You got even Loretta Lynch out there talking about that she's going to start trying to prosecute people for utilizing the First Amendment. Folks, I'm telling you, this is unprecedented, what we're going through. This is unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. I mean, I don't know how else I don't know how else to put it or to say it. But this is just so unfreaking believable. To have an Attorney General of the United States standing, basically in the pulpit of the nation, Washington, D.C., telling the American people that if you utilize your First Amendment right, she's going to prosecute you if she doesn't like what you said. What is she going to prosecute? They're going to make up stuff, folks. Trust me on that. They're going to make it, you're inciting violence or inciting a riot or inciting murder against the, you're going to be, if somebody takes out a Muslim activist or a Muslim terrorist before they do any damage, and Loretta Lynch is going to decide that, it was your words that caused the death, you're going to be charged with being accomplice to murder. Don't doubt me on this. They're going to try to push that through. They're going to try to use the power of the state, which, is illegal, for one. It's unconstitutional. Because the Constitution does not give the federal government the power to target citizens like that. Oh, but, that's exactly what she's going to try to do. And you're going to have some judge, instead of throwing the case out of court, saying, Loretta, go sit down. Have a seat. This is the United States. We got a Constitution. You're going to have some liberal, backwater, asinine judge that's going to say, yeah, okay, I can see. We want to hear the merits of this case. There are no merits. If you're going to start prosecuting people for utilizing the First Amendment, there are no merits. And I love this notion of, some people, I know some people are going to try to sue to stop her from doing this, but another judge is going to say, well, you don't have any standing. That's another BS line, folks. Don't fall for it and don't allow it. Whatever happens in this country affects you, the citizen, directly and indirectly. You always have standing, but that is not the litmus test for you to be able to get your grievances heard before your government or in a court of law. There's no such thing as having standing. And if you allow, a lot of people, they say, well, I don't have standing, so judge said I don't have standing, so they give up. No. We gotta get rid of this stuff. Because these people are taking advantage every chance that they get. Even while they are losing at the ballot box over and over and over and over and over and over again, they're still hanging on with their minority claws, their liberal hooves, and just scratching and digging and clawing away at the Constitution until they get what they want. And we, the American people, have got to stop it. We're the only ones that can, or I should say we're the only ones that will. So we've got to do it. You know, this is a land of opportunity. But you only have a land of opportunity when you have the freedom to pursue that opportunity. And sometimes that opportunity is verbal. Sometimes it's visual. Sometimes it's physical. And sometimes it's a combination of all those visuals, if you will. But if you curtail just one of those, you severely limit everyone's ability to live the American dream. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I know some people think, well, we need to shut up those talk show hosts. Well, you do realize that the talk industry in this country is big business. There are a lot of people's jobs who are directly or indirectly supplied by talk radio. Can you imagine if you got rid of, let's say, Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity between the hours of noon and 6? You just got rid of them? No more. Can be no more. They can't talk anymore. How many people are directly and indirectly employed as a result of them being on the air? That's a lot of people. Now, those people have good paying jobs. Now, if they lose their job, what does that mean? That means that they're not going to be spending discretionary money on all kinds of things that other people are depending on. Now, here come the indirect people. So now they're not going to be spending any money because they don't have a job. And so those wonderful people that have come to depend on all the people who listen to Rush and Sean spend at least a little bit of their money every week or every month. Now they're not getting that. So then what? Now they're out of a job. So this whole notion that you can just get rid of it because, it's an outdated, old-fashioned notion that this freedom of speech thing. No, it's not. It's not old-fashioned. It's not outdated. Just like the Second Amendment is not old-fashioned. It's not outdated. It's just as relevant today as it has ever been. And people just can't run around and start saying, well, we're just going to take away your right to do whatever because that's just, that's asinine. It's wrong. Besides, you don't have the right to shut me up or anybody else up. I'm sorry, you don't. I have a God-given right for my big mouth. God gave me this big mouth, and he told me to use it. So I'm using it. So you don't have until God can come down and tell me to shut up, and then I'll shut up. But he's the one that told me to go yap my yipper, so I'm going to yap my yipper until my yipper can't yap anymore. Right, that's what the government will do, man. They'll shut your yapper. They'll put you like in an iron mash. They call it a casket. They can try. Let me tell you one thing. I am not going to be like any liberal hiding in a corner behind a porous desk when somebody comes guns a-blazing. If I'm going down swinging, and I'm taking somebody else with me. And I know an awful lot of Americans that have that same attitude. And I got to tell you, that is what people like Obama are afraid of, that they cannot walk over at least half of the population of this country. People like Obama know that they cannot walk all over them, that they will fight back, which is why they want to do what? Which is why they want to somehow curtail or take away or severely limit your First and Second Amendment rights, because then they get to do just about anything they want to. Don't doubt me.